Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomenon number 32, Giant Lie. It is Saturday, February 19th, 2022. How's everyone doing? Welcome to everyone in chat. Mr. Lee, Mr. Hugh, Sandra, Meredith. Welcome to everyone. Papa Craig is here. Welcome. Donald Fuller's here. Welcome. See, Mr. Lee's giving us the menu. He's giving us his menu today. Mr. Lee's like, Giants. Yeah, dang Giants, man. Donald says, happy times on the lines of the protest. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, you're back in the van, Lockbeard. Yep. Back at my usual location. Ernie's here. Says, good evening all from windy and cold. Yep. Got all kinds of different kinds of weather in here, don't we? So, how's it going? Had to catch just about everybody's live streams on replay because I've been busy and couldn't watch them live. Pat's, like I was able to listen in. I dropped in and said hi, but I fell asleep, and then I wasn't able to get into Joe's at all, but I caught it on the replay as well. So good stuff. Mr. Lee says, hard to catch up sometimes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, there's just so much going on right now. And, Donald brought up the protest. And don't let them distract you from that. That's the important stuff right now. The Ukraine stuff is largely just serving as a distraction. They've been keeping that one in their back pocket for a while to use at the moment that they needed it. Don't pay attention to this over here because this crap over here is going on. Don't pay attention to Canada. Look, Ukraine, we're about to... Dude, they planned this in collusion with the Russian government. Just... All right, so not too far back, somebody brought up that Japanese footage. It looks like it's old footage. I think that's referred to as being 1890, with a giant walking down the street and the people are cheering. There's still people that think that's legit footage. It's crazy. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, have you seen Taro Tiber Chrissy's orb footage? Her videos are wild, man. Well, I mean, we were talking about those first ones she had. I haven't had a chance to see if she's got new ones. I haven't seen those. Because the first one definitely looked like the reflection of something, and she wasn't trying to say it was anything. That's why I was a little perturbed, with someone coming in and saying it was a hoax. Well, hoax kind of requires that you're claiming that something is something that it's not, full well knowing it's not, and that's not what was happening here. So, but if there's more, I haven't. But that one that I did see definitely looked like a spider web situation to me, and it was just probably too small to see. Maybe a reflection of something, perhaps, but it wasn't moving like a life form. It was moving like something that was kind of, you know, swinging around or blowing around. Um, so yeah. Well, let's look at some stupid giant stuff. um, well, just just look at it. Here we go. Did you see it? Did you see the hint? Manx here. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. Paro here. Welcome. He says the old building is enclosed by bricks. Spider webs bend. This stays consistent. She also caught something making a growling sound. Papa says it's hard to believe people fell for that. Yeah. Yeah. Move the image to the side. I don't know if y'all could see. There's a thumbnail that has shows you exactly what this came from. Let's see here. Size of that dude. Yeah. Wait till you see where this is from if you don't already know. Yo, Mr. B, why is it fake? Why is it fake? Oh, you're about to find out. For starters, there was a little hint right there. Little hint. Now, let's see the. Let's see. Let's see the trailer for the movie this comes from. Is the case closed? I know Mr. Mank's probably disappointed. There's a little more I want to show coming from this. Hold on, just a second. It's pretty hilarious stuff. Man, that's some crazy crap. Mr. Lee says, case closed, Lockbeard. Link's even more enlightened. Mr. Lee says, many giant skeletons found around the world, though. Oh, we're going to address a little bit of that. I mean, I challenge anyone to show me the evidence for that. Everybody's like, oh, well, the Smithsonian hid it. Well, yeah, that's likely story. Possible, but Mank says there is photos and other vids of giant people. This fake video means nothing to say giants are fake. Watch this video. This is a fake video. This is a movie. This is a movie, man. I mean, yeah, we'll keep going. But watch this video titled "Tartarian Giants" and say if they are fake. Mid South says, "The fuck is this? Oh, sorry about my language." Sometimes I think the F bomb is warranted, and this might be one of those cases. Um, they're fake, Mank, says Donald. Yeah, all fake, all fake. Sorry to burst your bubble. Mank says Donald. It means nothing, pal. Giants are documented throughout our history. Yeah, you say that. I've tried to explain where this comes from. But if you think that there's things that big, I'm sorry, but no. And Chris is here. Welcome. Mank says, Donald, why are ancient buildings built having giant doors for giant people? Again, you don't know that's for giant people. You don't know that. You do not. You cannot say for certain that's why they built big doors. I mean, we built big doorways. I mean, I mean, for that, if you're going to say that, you might as well say that the St. Louis Arch is built for, yeah, humans have a long history of building big freaking things for just because we can. um, Miss Lee says, Chrissy, I was talking about your orb footage. Wild man, Jen's here. Welcome. She says, hi all. What is this Sig nightmare? It's a Japanese movie called what was it called? Big Man Japan. Anyway, it's where they got that giant footage from. Everyone, where the big giant dudes in the black and white footage walking down that. It's out of that movie. It's supposed to be talking about there's a history and of these giants that saved the people and there's only one left. Mank says, Jen, Mr. Beard's lame attempt to say giants are fake. If you say so, Mank. Brian and Chewy's here. Welcome. He says, I guess I popped in at the right time, laughing my ass out. What the heck is this? This is me disproving that black and white footage of a giant. I mean, it's real easy. You just look up the movie Big Man Japan. That's what it's from. But there's still people that they all they show is that footage, and they're like, see, this is evidence that there was a giant walking around in Japan, and people were cheering him for some damn reason. Mr. Lee says in Mid South, I cannot see you in the chat. I don't know why, dude. Have you switched to live chat, Mr. Lee? You got to switch to live chat. The dang top chat censors people for some damn reason. Papa Craig says, hi, Chrissy. How did you unsub me? Did she? She might not have. YouTube does that shit. I'm telling you, man. YouTube does that shit all the time. Miss South says he's cloaked. Chrissy says, hello to everybody. Didn't scroll the chat, but hello. Donald says, Lockbeard, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. There's a senator from New Mexico proposing political asylum to protesters that feel their freedoms will be messed with by the tyranny. So we might have a politician or two that is on the right side of shit here. Let's see. Yeah, Chrissy says she didn't unsub, so YouTube probably did it, man. Mr. Lee says, hello, Joe Parker, BS. Been a long time, man. Hope you're well. Man, what is wrong with this chat? Yeah, Sandra says she can't see Mid South either. Go to the top. Look at the top of the chat window. Up there, right up there. I'm pointing right at it. I should be on YouTube, and it says top chat, and click the down arrow or whatever it is on the phone. It's different on phones, I think, and then change it to live chat, and you ought to be able to see Mid South. YouTube censoring him for some reason. YouTube's a douche nozzle. Gene says, "Hey everybody, we'll be listening for a bit at least." Meg says, "Mr. Beard, do you think dinosaurs are real and giant people are fake? It makes no logic." It actually makes perfect logic, but here's the deal: you got to be able to science. You got to be able to science, and you might not, be able to as well as you would like people to think. You may, sorry, but yeah. People find dinosaur bones all the time, but for some reason, all the giant bones, according to the believers in these massive giants, all the giant bones get confiscated for some reason. No, I mean, someone would. The information would be out if there was giants that big. They wouldn't be able to hide that. And then why? Why would they even do that? Don't even. It's just there's no point. Joe Parker BS, welcome to the chat. He says, "Yes, hope all you guys are doing well." Just teasing you and letting you know it happened. Whoa. How'd you know that? How'd you even know that? I mean, only thing I know is I see the numbers, go up 3 and it'll drop down 2 almost immediately. And then it's just this constant battle trying to get that number up. And YouTube, and lots of people talk about, someone was in here the other night saying that they had to resub to 50 channels because YouTube unsubbed them from that many. Yeah. Everyone get used to just switching to live chat. Seems like YouTube has really cranked up the censorship with top chat lately. If you want to try to avoid being censored by top chat, don't use caps. Don't use all caps. Avoid using emojis because emojis seem to trip it off. Avoid using cuss words because cuss words seem to trip it off. And I think there's probably a whole bunch of keywords so that they go off of. They try to say it's to keep the bots out, but you see how well that shit's working. It's bullshit. They're lying. They're using it to censor people that say things they don't want them to say. I wish I could set my chat to be everyone that comes here is immediately on live chat instead of top chat, but as far as I know, there's no way to do that. Every channel can set up where certain words can't be, if they don't want cuss words, they can keep it out, but of their comments and stuff, and maybe the chat too. But so let the channels decide if they want to censor their channel, but I don't want to censor my channel. Papa says, "Hi Brian and Chewy. Sure takes you to some beautiful places." Donald says the cops are pushing the line big time right now. Yeah, I know. I hate to. I mean, I hate to take my eyes off the live streams. I've been spending quite a bit of time on 1988 Watchman channel because he puts up 5 different live streams, so you can watch different live streams and kind of get a bigger view of what's actually going on. But 6 o'clock Saturdays, LOCKBEARD Phenomena, and I need to burst Mank's bubble about giants. So disproved that footage that he believed in before tonight. It's proved. It's part of a thing. It's part of a movie, man. It's part of a movie. Mid-South says, I get censorship because I show and talk too much of the truth about cryptid activities. Yeah. I definitely think there's something to that. And when they censor it, that tells you there's probably something to it. Now, don't take that as there's something to everything that you say necessarily, but there's something. There's one key thing probably, and that's all it takes for them to censor you. Mank says, Mr. Beard, watch these videos, titles. Man, I'm not. Look, I've seen a bunch of stuff over the years, and my assessment at this point is it's bullshit. It's bullshit. The where the races of people up to perhaps 9 feet tall, that's believable. You start talking more than that, and then we're talking bullshit. And if you're talking about 9 feet, or maybe even 10 or 11, probably talking about Sasquatch skeletons. Because, like I've told you, Sasquatch, I guarantee you. I hope everyone remembers that Lockbeard said it right up in this live stream, that Sasquatch is probably a type of human, not just another hominid, not another species, but straight up 100% Homo sapiens. It's just a big, hairy race of people that stay the hell out of Dodge, because the rest of the human race are asshole. We are asshole. We kill everything. But I've seen a lot of this stuff over the years, Mike, and I'm telling you, none of it's proof of shit. None of it, just bullshit. Sorry, I mean, I hate to take the magic out of your world, but I'm interested in the truth. And again, like, could there be a race of people up to 9 feet? Perhaps. I mean, we have people that get up to that on occasion as it is anyway. He says a video giants of the world, Tartaria. Yeah, the whole Tartaria thing. I know. Meredith says, Donald, thank you for filling us in. It's so bad what's going on. Our freaking world is a mess. Jean's here. Welcome. She says, hi, Meredith. Good to see you. Praying for you here. Papa says, I looked on my list of subscribed channels and she was gone. Yeah, my subscription list is so long. It's like I wouldn't, unless YouTube would just tell me, say, hey, we unsubscribe, but they don't tell me. They tell you when someone subscribes, and apparently not everyone, but they don't tell you when they unsubscribe people from you and say, well, we had to unsubscribe you from this person because we think they are a bot, which is bullshit. They're trying to censor discussion about certain topics. From the days of the Tartarian Empire that was destroyed because the NWO elites. Actual proof? Any actual proof? Not some YouTube video making a bunch of claims but providing no proof. They claim, that's all they do. Papa says, I wonder if by saying a lot of hellos we look like spam. Well, I mean, the other night over at Sasquatch America, I used 2 pirate flags and then tagged a whole bunch of people in the chat to say hello, and no one responded, and that never happens. So I went, I didn't go to another account in this case. I just asked in the chat, just a short message, a normal message, which didn't get censored. Did you guys see me say hello? And y'all said no, and got some people switched over from top chat to live chat so they could see it then. YouTube treated that as spam. Mr. Lee says, hit the like button. Thank you, Mr. Lee. One video is fake. That's it. Says Enlightened Mank. Oh, I mean, man, we could analyze this to death and you're never going to listen to me. I mean, I already know you're not going to listen. You got your mind made up and it won't be changed. Jen says, Papa, how are we canned meat byproduct? Spam. Took down one of my channels after researching a government research facility. Yeah, they ought to appreciate you researching them. If they are a research facility, they ought to appreciate research. Um, yeah, Gene says yes, Lockbeard. They are a people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people are on board now with them being a hominid, the Sasquatch people. That's a step in the right direction, but I definitely think they need to start giving serious consideration to what I'm saying, that they are Homo sapiens. They are the same species as us. We could go breed them and it would work out fine, except for the size difference. Like you can't really breed a Saint Bernard male to a Chihuahua female. She'll get pregnant, but well, if the breeding process didn't kill her, a Saint Bernard is so drastically bigger than a Chihuahua, it's insane. And in the pregnancy, she probably wouldn't survive the pregnancy either. So Sasquatch would be much the same, only the size difference is nowhere near as big a size difference you see between a Saint Bernard and a Chihuahua. Papa says you lost me, Jen. I only remember canned heat. He says I believe that Sasquatch can be a human. That we can agree. See, let's just focus on what we agree on. Spam. This stuff's gross. It is nasty stuff. Anybody in there? Papa says, hello, hello, hello. Is anybody? Whoops. Did the damn thing, the chat jump on me again? Oh, that was Mr. Lee talking. Papa says, oh, yeah, Jen, I better finish my nap. The lights are on. Nobody's home. Naps are good. Seeing you around. Hope you're okay these days. To Gene from Mr. Lee. Bridgeless Troll, new name in the chat, says, hello, everyone. I smell popcorn, heard the word giant, opened this door, and came on in. Awesome. Well, hopefully you aren't too upset by the existence of extremely big giants is pretty much not proven. I'm looking for the truth of things. If there is proof of giants, hey, show it. But after years of looking at all the stuff about giants, the really really big claims, nothing holds water. Nothing. Chrissy says, "Bye, y'all. Hope y'all have a good night. See you later, Chrissy. Thanks for dropping by. Missed the payment," says the Brothers Troll. They were a government habituation facility. Says Mid South. Mid South says cryptid activity all over the property, paranormal activities. Not talking about the ranch, are you? Gene says, Mr. Lee, I've been okay. Good days, bad days, just so much to do still. Tartarian, this and that. Built giant doors, high ceilings, and giant. Look, again, today we build big, gigantic rooms and doors, and there's no giants. It's just that humans like to build weird stuff sometimes just because they can. Now, if you're talking building stuff, with ceilings that are 11 feet, 11 feet tall, maybe doors that are 10 foot tall, that's getting more into a believable range, but not 25-foot tall giants. I'm sorry. Mr. Lee says the Giants Causeway in Ireland was said to be built by the giant Finn McCool so he could walk to Scotland to fight the Scottish. Yeah, that's just a story. The Giants Causeway is the same geological feature that the so-called giant tree stumps are. The second episode, I think, of LOCKBEARD Phenomena, we talked about that. It's just a geological feature. It's not. It's a type of basalt. Um, Mark Dobman says, late again, but good day to all. Good day, good day. Gene, good to see you on the Lockbeard channel. Big heart. Bridges Tro says, I seen a Andrea the Giant one time. Andre the Giant? Yeah, he's a big dude. So let's look at this article here. It's on the Ancient Code website. It's around 2018 article they did. Anyway, it's talking about the mystery behind the 1890 A Giant in Japan footage. The people are trying to claim this is real footage, but it's out of a movie. So they say here, one of the strangest videos showing alleged giants popped up on the internet 11 years ago when in 2007 several new agencies and YouTubers started talking about a video where a massive human is seen standing among a population somewhere in Japan. The video claimed to have been filmed in 1890 in Japan, quickly made headlines across the world as people started thinking about the possibility that there were giants among us. Many also started speaking about the Nephilim, the Bible, the legends that suggest how thousands of years ago giants walked the earth. The video raised numerous questions as people cared little for fact checks. Many claimed it was the ultimate evidence the Bible was right about the Nephilim and how society in the 21st century was living a lie. Little did they know that the video was far from any actual evidence of giants. Simply put, people love stories about giants, aliens, and paranormal things that cannot be easily explained. Furthermore, by nature, people are fascinated by things that we struggle to understand. It's a mixture of curiosity and fascination. While there have been numerous reports and even discoveries of supposed massive skeletons, unlike those of ordinary humans, this video footage allegedly filmed in 1890 is not one of them. While it is surely intricately made and makes you think that someone really filmed the giant walking among people in Japan in 1890, the truth is the video is barely a decade old. Since the video and images from the video popped up on the internet, people started sharing it like crazy without considering for a moment whether or not it was real. Dubbed as the ultimate proof of Nephilim on Earth, the video spread uncontrollably, but someone actually decided to dig deeper and find out more about the video and images. That someone was Dan Evon, who researched the mystery giant video for Snopes. As Evans wrote in his article, for Snopes, some people have claimed that the footage comes from the early 1800s, decades before the film was invented, while others say that it shows a giant sumo wrestler in a parade. Still, others maintain that the video really shows a biblical Nephilim giant. The truth is that the footage is in fact only 11 years old and belongs to a scene from the 2007 movie Big Man Japan, a movie which features a wide range of bizarre creatures. As Evans explains, the giant then is the product of standard special effects trickery, not hidden footage that proves beyond a doubt the existence of Nephilim. There may be plenty of evidence of giants existing on Earth, but this one surely isn't one. So people stop claiming that video is showing an actual giant. It's fake. It's from a movie. Stop it. Gene says, thanks, Mr. Lee. I listen, but don't hit live often here. Ida Bustamante here. Some say they have seen 20-foot size Sasquatch. I would say those people are bad at estimating height. And that's just the most likely explanation for why they saw something that big. So I wouldn't, again, a lot of times people are just not good at estimating distances and size of things. That Sasquatch they saw was probably just 9 foot tall, if that. If that. Mank says, why don't they build marble palaces and other buildings like them magical, stylish buildings that they call now tourist attractions now. Dude, we build some shit with really high ceilings and big doors now at times. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to. Anyway, Papa says in 1973, I saw 3 at least 32-inch tracks in the Manum River Canyon. Believe it or not, very creepy. Did you get cast of them by chance or pictures? You know, that's awful big. Bridges Troll says no, she was female. That was a rough night. Mr. Hugh, welcome. He says, Mr. Lee, did you get any of that bad weather that hit Britain? Sounds like he did. Mr. Lee says my iPad is going all weird now. Going to shut down, turn back on. Be right back. All right. Mr. Lee is going to be right back after these messages. Papa says they don't have enough slaves, Mick. Yeah, and it could just be a difference in culture that we don't see it as much too, They could have just believed that it could have just been their architectural style. We just build this insanely big, tall shit. Maybe they believed that there were giants, but there was never any actual giants. Gene says, I'm okay, Ida. Hope you're doing good. Been praying here for you. Papa says, that's what I thought you meant, Bridges. Glad you lived through it. Always appreciate prayers, says Ida. Mr. Lee says, okay, hope that worked. My iPad very smashed up. Meg says, we don't build nothing like we humans used to build. Tartarian buildings are beyond our normal standards today. Now, if you're talking about like megalithic structures as far as the gigantic stones, some people try to say, well, the reason why they used the big stones is because they had giants to pick them up. No, I think it's far more likely they had anti-gravity technology. And it was just easier to build stuff out of big rocks. So you only got to cut this one big rock instead of cutting it up into a bunch of little ones to build with. Not to mention the laser precision is another indicator of they had some technology beyond ours. They were more advanced than us. It would appear. That's just only. It's the most logical explanation, maybe not the only, but the most logical explanation for why they were able to build this stuff. Giants is not. It's not the answer. Sorry. Papa Craig says in 1973, I wasn't looking for anything but trout. I was clueless about big footprints in the woods. And there's our first spam bot today. Going to hide you and block you, Mr. Spam Bot. R. Mr. Lee says the giants were buried under mountains where their tormented shivers caused earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yep. I don't think so. I don't think so. So what's the closest thing we got to giants today? We have some pretty tall people. I didn't get a bunch of pictures, but this lady, she died like at age 37. She was a basketball player, 7'2". She died of a heart attack while carrying her third child. But this is proof right here that giants that were, just a couple feet taller, a foot and a half taller maybe than most people, existed, and they can be hot. They can be beautiful. So not all giants are ugly. Yeah, Andre the Giant. Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty big old dude, but of course, he's out of the human norm. But that's not to say that perhaps a race of people that are very tall couldn't have existed at some point. But very tall, like up to 9 feet maybe, but not 20 feet, not 25 feet. None of this these ridiculous claims that people come up with. Um, so so yeah, how tall was Andre anyway? Um, uh, let's see. Stated his mother was 5'2", his father was 6'2", but his father said his grandfather was 7'8" by the time he was 12. And let's see. I guess Andre the Giant was 6'3". Not. See, maybe I think he kept growing though. Like he had that condition that made him keep growing. But whatever the case, like I know a guy that's 6'8", damn big. So like your average people, if they run across a couple, big old giants that kind of got pushed out of their tribes or whatever because they were, just too damn big. But they might encounter these people. If you encountered people like this, you'd be like, that's a giant because they're like way bigger than you, but not 20 feet tall. Mr. Lee says there was an epic battle where giants took up war with Zeus. It was called the Gigantomachy. Yeah, I mean, it's old legends of stuff like that, but doesn't mean it happened exactly the way the story tells. When they say giant, they could just mean, people that were as big as Andre the Giant, not 20 feet tall. Papa says they're having tormented shivers here in Oregon, Mr. Lee. We're starting to worry the South Sister and the Cascades will blow. Yeah, the dangerous thing up in that region geologically, because in California, yeah, they have earthquakes all the time. Well, that's the same, complex of faults and stuff that comes up through there, and it goes up, in the Oregon and Washington. And you don't get a lot of earthquakes up there, which means the pressure isn't being released. So when it happens, there's going to be a lot of energy involved. So buildings are going to fall and shit. It's going to be bad. So if you're in a zone like that, like California and Oregon and Washington is, you want slippage on a regular basis, so that which is what you get your earthquakes out of, because it releases that energy, that pressure. One of these days, Washington and Oregon State might be experiencing a gigantic earthquake that we're just not prepared for. Bank says they use sound or a magnetic field to counter the ether, levitate the stones, or a spacecraft, aka Femina Castle, can levitate. So they say. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig, I'm shivering right now, dude. This weather's unreal. Danny says, don't the Bible talk about giants and say people were like grasshoppers at their feet? Yeah, but those stories could be very, very exaggerated, or in some cases just made up. Yeah. So anyway, that giant in Japan is thoroughly debunked. So hopefully people stop bringing that one up, but they'll keep latching on to it. They will. So another thing a lot of people do is they bring up images like this. Mink says the lack of oxygen today caused tall people to be weak for their size. Dude, no. Better no. The oxygen levels were high way farther back in time. That was not during the time of humans. No. Way off, sorry. Way off. Papa says 46 Fahrenheit and cloudy, Mr. Lee. Danny says blasphemy, LOL. Damn it. What did I say wrong? Don't take the Bible literally. Just did a Google search. LOCKBEARD Andre Giant was 7 foot 4 inches tall and over 500 pounds. Thanks for finding that. Just 2 inches taller than that chick I just showed you. Papa says, Meredith, it is, and I'm right downwind about 150 miles. So, all these these images here are photoshopped. So they had contests like this one here. It gives explanation next to all these over here on Andy, the Argument Native Archaeologist website. This top one here, this image placed third in the 2002 Archaeological Anomalies to Photo Manipulation Contest by Worth 1000. Part of the image was from a Mastodon excavation in New York. And then here's another one. This one placed 18th in the 2004 Archaeological Anomalies for Photo Manipulation Contest. Here's another one. This one was created by photoshopping an image of a human skull into an image of a dinosaur excavation. This here, I'm going to zoom in on it. So this is a comparison of the original and the modified versions of the giant skull in a cart. Image appears on Pinterest. So you can see they were hauling a barrel or something, it looks like. And the image has been modified. It's some Photoshop action, man. Here's another one where they give you a before and after comparison. This comparison of the modified and original versions of this photo appears on Pinterest as well. The modified photo appeared in Richard Dewhurst's book, The Ancient Giants Who Ruled America, with the caption, Giant Skeleton from Serpent Mound of Adams County, Ohio. Well, that just debunked that entire book, didn't it? You see the before and after image there. Here's another before and after image. This comparison of the modified and original versions of this image appears on on Pinterest, I mean. So there you go. This image placed 5th in the contest for photo manipulation. This image is represented as a 5-meter skeleton discovered in Australia. The image is taken from a video of French archaeologists excavating a mammoth. So it doesn't even look like they modified anything really. They just took an image. This image, supposedly showing a giant skeleton, actually shows a fake skeleton constructed for display at Eric von Daniken's Mystery Park. Eric von Daniken, you may have seen him on some documentaries like Ancient Aliens, where he spins a load of bullshit everywhere he goes. That's fake. It's not real. Here's another fake. The image on the left shows Joe Taylor posing with his sculpture of a 47-inch femur. It's not a real bone. He created it for a museum display. The guy on the right is posing with a copy of the bone. You can buy one for yourself from the Mount Blanco Fossil Museum if you've got $450 to spare. You might have $450 to spare if you didn't spend $500 to go to Yehu's camp down in southeast Oklahoma to find Sasquatch. If you guys remember that guy in chat, who has disappeared. I wonder where he went. And then this is an image where they blurred it because it was a drawing originally. It was in a book by young Earth creationist Carl Bow, intentionally blurred to look like a photograph and represented as such. Huh. The young Earth creationists had to lie. Wonder why. It was a drawing, so yeah. Better catch up in some chat. It's getting ahead of me. Enlightened Mank says there was giant trees from the old world, like the film called Avatar. That would be wonderful and cool, except one of those is the Devil's Tower episode 2 of LOCKBEARD Phenomena. I debunked the giant tree bullshit because it is bullshit. I mean, there's some big ass trees in the world, you know, the giant sequoias and redwoods and stuff. But people trying to claim that, like, what were they claiming? Like the waterfalls coming off the top of these structures, these geological structures that real geologists could explain to you if you would listen to some science for once. But they were trying to say the waterfalls was the result of water still being pumped up the stump by the vascular tissues. And that don't make any sense if it's supposed to be an ancient petrified tree stump. It wouldn't be functioning anymore. There wouldn't. It's like they bend over backwards to try and make the most ridiculous claims they can, and some people eat it up. There were no trees that big. These structures, every single one of them that they claim is a giant tree stump, are not tree stumps. They are either lying or brainwashed. Sorry, Mank. Sorry, Mank. I didn't have the right, but that's the chat I was responding to. Danny says, my dad was a preacher. I would have gotten a beating for saying that. Oh, look, we got ourselves another bot. Banhammer engaged. Pew pew. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig, got a hole in my roof now. The slates come off yesterday. There's a bucket underneath catching the rainwater. Yeah, total bullshit, Mank. Papa says, I had a very good friend who was 7 too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear this, Mr. Lee, says Sandra, about your leaky roof. Meredith says, Danny, we won't beat you on here. It's safe zone. My family is Roman Catholic, so I understand catching a beating for my mouth and what came out of it when I was young. Mink says, where are you getting this website from? Because how do you know it's real? Everybody knows those photos are Photoshop, man. Everybody knows except for the people who want so desperately for them to be true. Dude, do your own digging, man. But don't dig in the places that confirm your bias and just tell you what you want to hear. Or just look at the image comparisons. You could see very clearly they were modified. Go find someone who's an expert with Photoshop. Actually talk to them. Don't talk to someone who is just spinning the bullshit and feeding you the lie that you want to hear. Stop it. It's stop it. It's confirmation bias. Just stop it. Go to real experts, not fake ones. They blow it off. Rough out here. Hope Daniela's okay. Jen says, darn, Mr. Lee, that sucks. Mark Dodman says, Mank challenging the validity of a video on YouTube. That is laughable. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig Day just blew off. Could have decapitated me. Danny Stanton says, I got a lot of beatings. I was a bad boy with a very foul mouth and a bad habit of questioning everything, especially religion. Mr. Lee says, Dan, that has always been my problem. Papa Craig says, good grief, Mr. Lee. Bummer. I learned to dislike / hate the wind while at sea. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig, you got balls of steel to be at sea in that weather, dude. Mank says, the names of the Bible, Adam, Noah, and others, was giants and lived 900 years old. No proof whatsoever, Mank. None. The older people got, the thicker the brow bone got. The older people got, the thicker the brow bone got. Again, no proof whatsoever. Just a claim. These are ancient humans. Science calls Neanderthal, aka psyop. Nope. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Papa says, Captain Clank took us out, Mr. Lee. Jen says, Papa C, it's 21 degrees here. With the wind, it feels like 14. At least the 30 mile per hour wind gusts are done. Papa says, did you look at Sitka herring seining yet, Mr. Lee? It will blow your mind. Mark, I think the Terran giants are real, like this video title called Giants of the Old World in Tartaria, channel called Taurus Media 111. Yeah, think for yourself, except you're not thinking for yourself. You're going to videos that are doing your thinking for you instead of going to real experts in their field. Every time someone brings up real experts in their field, you'll deny them as some kind of psyop or whatever because it doesn't support the story that you like. You got to stop this, man. We can't get to the truth if you're continuously feeding yourself with BS and just accepting any kind of crazy shit you find down one of these rabbit holes. Occasionally you find something that's legit down a rabbit hole, but a lot of this stuff you're talking about, not legit. Not legit at all. Jim Blanton's here. What if it's all true? He says hello. Wanted to drop in before my show at 9. How's everyone this evening? We're doing okay, I think, most of us for the most part. Mr. Lee's got a leaky roof though, and got a few ailments in the room as well. So wish them well. Meredith says, Danny, I'm amazed I still have hair. My Italian grandmother was brutal, beat me all the way home if I was out past the street lights in front of all my friends. Yikes, I have pretty thick hair. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig, I will check it when I have time. She had quite the grip, says Meredith. Papa Craig says, yeah, Jen, light breezes here. The weather is so much better than it was. Oops, I said that right out loud. Jen says, Papa, now you done it. LOL. Never say it out loud. You kind of jinx that. Papa Craig says, Mr. Lee. Not the ones that some of these people are claiming, like those photoshopped images, giants 20 feet tall, that whole nonsense. There's no evidence whatsoever. In all the years going down all the rabbit holes and hey, it would be freaking awesome if there were really giants. Dinosaurs were pretty awesome. So giant humans would have been pretty awesome too. But There is no piece of credible evidence of this shit whatsoever. Now, you start talking 8 foot tall. Now that starts to get within the realm of believability, but again, for some reason, these people want me to believe that the Smithsonian and the government are involved in a big cover up of people that are even 8 foot tall. I don't see the percentage here. Why would they need to hide that so much? It don't make any damn sense. But it could be. They could be. Maybe there's something big. Like we've talked about the old civilization and how I think that they were technologically advanced. So the government doesn't want us to understand that and to know that, so that we aren't out there scouring the land looking for a site that we will not tell anybody about, and then find some technology that they don't want getting out, like anti gravity. Lightning Mink says these waterfalls you mentioned of the mountains of Peru and waterfalls, ancient plumbing from the old buildings. Oh shit! Here we go with that stuff again. Nope, nope, Mink. Sorry. Meredith says I used to be 5'3", now I'm 5'2". I shrunk and I'm only 52 years old. Ho hum. Yeah, but this is cool. You could be like, so, like, were you 5'3" when you were 42? So you lost an inch. So when you're 62, you might be 5'1", and when you're 72, you might be 5 foot. Maybe it accelerates, and at 82, you're 4 foot 10. 92, you're 4 foot maybe 7, and then you can be one of those real tiny little old ladies that are so damn cute. uh, Lighten Mink says John Levi channel sub that channel and watch his stuff for Melted Realm and Terrarium buildings and giants. No, 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 because the melted buildings crap is completely bullshit, and the giants is completely bullshit. Every piece of evidence that people like you are trying to defend these photoshopped images and that giant video that are completely disproven. You know, so even if you were willing to back down on those, you want us to believe the other evidence, which is not going to be true either. I guarantee it. I guarantee it's not going to be true. It's because you're latching on to a bunch of bullshit because you want to believe this so badly. Why? What do you have against the truth? Like, why is the truth so horrible that you don't want to believe it so badly, that you want to find anything that confirms your desired belief? It's just, come on, man. Stay grounded. And I mean that in multiple ways. Um, Staying grounded electrically to the earth is good for you, and staying logically grounded in the things that you believe, that's good as well. Papa Craig says, Mr. Lee, the Nez Pierce say we have some around here. They call them stick Indians. They swear it. They could be in our mountains and Hell's Canyons and not be seen. Well, again, we don't have any evidence of those. And stories could be exaggerated over time or even just completely made up originally. Remember, some of the legends of Indian tribes tell of the earth is on the back of a turtle. I mean, are we going to believe that one too? So, whereas they might have a few sprinklings of truth here, like talking about the big hairy men, you know, yeah, there's going to be little sprinklings of truth, but doesn't mean we need to believe all of the ancient legends of these people, because some of them are clearly complete bullshit. So, yeah. Bob Crash says, Make you should sub to CNN, then you can hear some really crazy horse shit. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig, I have seen the stick Indian footage on YouTube. Very weird and scary. Jim says, I believe the tallest giant that lived was said to in the Bible was Goliath's grandfather, who was close to 15 foot, but it seems to be physically impossible. Robert Waldo was close to 9 foot and walked with a cane and could only stand for short amounts of times. Yeah. Whenever we have people that do get that big, they have a lot of health problems. Usually, like, an example was the picture, the woman I showed you earlier. She was a basketball player, but she died of a heart attack at 37. Um, you know, so her body, could only go so far. She was in her third pregnancy, as I recall, and so typically it's just not. While sometimes we get people that big, it causes them problems, and so yeah, she didn't make it. She didn't make it past 37, but she was 7'2". But that's not to say that there couldn't have been a race of people in the past who had evolved that height without the health problems, right? You know, maybe some of them got together, or maybe in the woods and lived their own lives, and the weak died, but the stronger ones lived. And over many generations of selective breeding, they became um, healthy at those kind of heights. 7 foot, it's believable. 8 foot even, but not 20 feet. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Somebody would have gotten out with some bones, I would have thought by now, but Mr. Lee says, I don't believe the turtle crap, Lockbeard. No. Are you sure? Because we're wanting to believe the stick Indian stuff and the giants, from Indians. You know what I mean? I'm a member of a tribe. I'll tell you. It's like, look, anytime they tell you some of this shit's complete bullshit. It just is. Mank says, why is there photos and documentaries of giant books, giant guns, giant swords, giant steps, giant doors, and giant ceilings? That's more proof that giants are real. Oh, so we got all that, but we don't have any actual bones. I'm sorry, Mank. I'm only going to spend so much time debunking stuff in connection with this. So we debunked some video, we debunked a bunch of photos. How about we just forget about all the videos and bones and crap that you're going to point at and say, well, this means there was giants? No, it doesn't mean there was giants. It's not proof that there was giants. Find us one set of bones. There's not even regular sightings of giants. There's regular sightings of Bigfoot. But where's the damn giants? Because some people are claiming there's giants still alive today. But flat earther crap. Yeah, bunch of crap. Papa Craig says, you don't have any evidence, Lockbeard. I found perfect tracks and they're seared into my memory. I'm not getting proof for anyone. Believe me or not, it's your choice. Well, I mean, sorry. It would be really, really cool if there were. Where was the location that you found these footprints? And also, do you think that there would be living giants today? How big were those footprints again? And are you certain they were footprints? You say they were perfect footprints, but are you certain they were footprints? Because a lot of times people see stuff and they think it's one thing, but it's really because like there's this one picture where there's a footprint like vertically in some rock, and they're trying to claim it's a footprint. Well, it's shaped similar to a human foot, but um, some the shape of a human foot could just be an anomalous formation. It didn't have anything to do with a footprint. It's just geology's funny like that. Clouds sometimes look like elephants too. It's that kind of thing. So it's not even that it's pareidolia necessarily. It's just that sometimes a rock can weather in such a way that it looks like something like that. Mark Doman says, seems the only videos that are not fake are determined by you, Mank. Yeah. Yeah. Baba says, Mank, before the recent improvements of CGI, there was Photoshop. That's how they made the pictures. Michael Haywood says, I don't believe in the Ninja Turtles either. Welcome to the chat, Michael. Mank says, there's a video of a giant coffin that is owned from a dude from the Bible. The coffin is made of stone and it's massive. And who made it or moved it and why built it for no purpose? That is owned from a dude from a Bible. Again, it's just like that big box that was in the pyramid. They were calling it a sarcophagus, but there was no body in it. They were assuming that a box was for a body. So, did you find a body in it? So, don't assume it's a coffin unless you found a body in it, because it could have been served some other purpose. Mank says, Papa, is other videos from the 1900s and 1800s of giants. No, dude, there's just nothing, dude. I found nothing that is solid evidence of giants. I mean, I hope they're out there. I mean, that would be cool. It still wouldn't change the fact that those images we were looking at are photoshopped, and it wouldn't change the fact that that video came from a movie. So, look, just say for a second there are giants out there. People who believe it and love that whole idea, um, you need to be extremely careful that anything you point to as evidence is not something that can be debunked. Because if it can be debunked, it makes you all look like you're full of shit. It does. You're trying to pass off shit that we can confirm is bullshit, and that destroys your whole argument. No one wants to listen to you put if you've given us stuff as evidence that we can confirm is not, it's bullshit. So you destroy your own argument. Okay, so I'm gonna jump over here on the YouTubes because something don't look right.